Here in Florida, we don't use our outdoor space a whole lot in the summer because it's just super hot. I'm hoping this new misting fan by NewAir will help us enjoy this space just a little bit more. What's going on, everybody? I'm Kevin from Cigar Prop, and welcome to my outdoor space. A new deck that we had built a few months ago, or probably 6 months ago. Absolutely gorgeous. We got a covered pergola. It's just stunning. We enjoyed so much spending the winter out here. Winter here in Florida, but it is springtime and it is starting to heat up a little bit. And before we know it, summer's we really don't have a spring in Florida. We have like pre-summer, summer, post-summer, and then winter for about 2 weeks. We don't use the space too much. NewAir reached out to me, and they had a couple of new fans coming out for the summertime. They had an evaporative cooling fan, which a lot of people know those as swamp coolers. And I told them, I said, I already reviewed one of those. They do not work on a smaller scale. They do not work here in Florida. Now, they do work on a larger scale, like the big ones that are like 5x5 and 6x6. You know, I'm a mechanic. A lot of mechanic shops have those big ones. They can move some air and they work in a big space. They can't cool a big space, but if you're anywhere in the vicinity, it actually works. I tried a smaller one. Like I said, I'll try to remember to put a link. It just didn't work. Didn't work here in Florida. But a lot of the myths I busted on that one, so you may want to give that a look. So when I got this one in, the NewAir Misting Fan, about a week ago, I posted a picture online. A lot of people said, hey, those don't work in Florida. Those don't work in Florida. Well, we go to a lot of theme parks here. Well, I used to as a adolescent teenager, not so much as an adult. I don't have time. But everywhere we go in a theme park, they have cooling misting fans, and they're absolutely wonderful. And they don't get everything wet. They're just perfectly balanced. So I'm just wondering how this NewAir misting fan will work here in Florida. So this is their all-new 24-inch pedestal misting fan with 7,500 CFM of power. Adjustable mist settings, water tank, 3 fan speeds, perfect for the patio, backyard, or outdoor dining space. This unit, this is like their newest unit, their biggest unit, $639.99 for this unit. Overview. When you live in an area that is no stranger to hot temperatures, you know the proverbial dry heat. No, in Florida we don't know about dry heat. We know about wet heat. It can deal a crushing blow to your outdoor plans. Take back your patio, backyard, or outdoor dining area with the powerful NewAir Outdoor Misting Fan. Customizable mist volume. That's what I was interested in. Customizable mist volume. If I can fine tune it, can I get it to work here in a humid environment? And 3 fan speeds let you cool down your favorite outdoor room for instant relief even when temperatures climb past 100. The refillable water tank and water recycler. Now that I'm interested. The water recycler, I'm not sure how that works. Provides mess-free operation that lets your whole family enjoy barbecues, patio parties, and outdoor activities all summer long. So anti-rust epoxy resin coating provides durable good looks in any setting, and that's the big thing here in Florida. We don't use a lot of metal outside. It gets humid, things rust. So recycling water catcher and easy fill tank makes for mess-free refills without the need for a hose hookup. So and that's also one of the reasons I chose this one. There's a lot of misting fans out there. You got to hook a garden hose up to it and then turn it on. It's always on. Not always misting, but when you turn the fan on and then the water starts coming out. But I didn't want to leave a garden hose hooked up to it all the time. What if I forget to turn it off? What if the fan goes bad during the day? There's water everywhere. So I like this one. It has a tank. refillable. So I'm interested to see how that works. At the end of the day, this unboxing and review is not really going to be me telling you buy, don't buy. I'm hoping to provide you with enough information to where you'll be able to decide whether this unit is right for you. So take everything that I say, kind of extrapolate the data from it, and find out if this works for you. Maybe there's something that I did and I'll miss. So it's hard to say. So let's go ahead and see what's in this. This comes in 2 boxes. This big box for the fan, and then the smaller is the outdoor patio pedestal misting fan water tank and base. So kind of weird that it comes in 2 separate boxes. Maybe there's an optional for just this without the base. So either way, let's go ahead and get this unboxed and see what we got inside here. All right, so let's open up the smaller box first. So this is obviously the water tank. I like this. It's nice and big. The base is super heavy. Got a nice rubber trim ring around it. So we'll see how that works. We'll take that off to the side. Try and unbox this before I have to actually maybe get up and move my camera, because this was a project getting all of my studio set up outside. If you've seen my office tour videos, you know that everything is well, not permanently mounted, but it's mounted inside. So let's get this unboxed. Right way to take out. Before taking fan out of the box, please take out 3 supports on the guard pictured above. So let me just reread. I don't want to take it out without, let's see, right way to take out, wrong way to take out. Okay, so it's looking like make sure you're grabbing it on the side. Okay, so make sure you're grabbing it on the side, not grabbing it by the motor here. All right, so we got all the pieces unboxed. It looks like we have got looks like this is the water pump. It's got some suction cups on it. Looks like that's going to fit down inside that base. It'll snap in. We've got the lines that come up. They match the lines that come out of the unit. That's kind of nice. We've got all quick disconnects. I'm not sure where this one goes. I haven't read the directions yet, but the one thing the directions did say, and you're probably going to want to make sure that you do, is take out those supports. I guess I should have hung on to them before I took the zip tie off. There's little supports, which is nice to keep the fan. I mean, even though it was really well packed, to keep the fan from breaking or from bending. They had these nice little supports inside, and I am definitely going to reuse those for some kind of project. But now that I have dropped one inside, I'll have to make sure I fetch that. And like most of these fans, if you've ever used one, they have these clips. Flip them all open. And this should just pop right off. I've got all of them off. Okay, so this one, okay, so it pops off from this way. Oh, there's a little screw in there. Okay, so I see that. So this has a little tiny screw, screws the two pieces of the shroud together permanently. So, but once I remove that screw, then all those clips will pop it off. There's a little notch here, so it hooks on. So let me grab a little screwdriver, remove that screw. All right. Throw that screw away. We're not going to be reusing that. Let me fish this support out of here, and then we'll snap this back on. Definitely super easy now. If you wanted to take the shroud off or anything else, all of the wires are connected to the shroud, makes it nice. You'll be able to just pop them off. If you got dust or anything inside there, leaves fell, you can clean it out really easily. So let's see. It looks like it's pretty cut and dry on the assembly, but just in case, I would like to read the directions. Alright, so it looks pretty cut and dry. You've got the pole here, attaches to the base. So the bolts are, it looks like they're nice stainless bolts. They're all pre-installed in the base here, so I'll just have to remove these, put the base on, and then re-bolt it back down. So let me do that, and I'll be right back. Alright, so we've got this mounted. So basically, after I mounted the pole, you had to take off the dial for the connect, because all the connections are on the back. So we've got the pump here. So they want us to feed the connectors and all the water lines and everything up through the hole, and it's actually really nice because they made this front hole really large, really elliptical, so you're really not having to fish anything out. Let's see, did I lose a line there somewhere? I thought I had a third hose. There we go. Let's see where that. There we go. So let's see, that hose appears to be a little short, but let's see. I know this pump is going to go inside here. That's going to fit there. So that's going to snap on there. Let me feed out this tube. Okay, so I thought that hose was going to be a little short, but it's not. So it matches up. So we've got the electrical panel here, so it's looking like this is going to come up through here. This hose is going to come up through here. The smaller hose is gonna quick connect onto here, and then I'm assuming there'll be another hose from the fan that will connect to the smaller one. I really like there's no ferrules, there's no compression fittings. All of these quick fittings, these are super nice. I love these. We use these in the automotive world all the time. So the next step will be, looks like, let's see, locate the metal pipe and attach the fan onto the pipe. The fan head should have 2 water hoses. So it's looking like we attach the metal, but it almost sounds like it's going to be easier to connect this first versus, I probably should just pay attention to the directions. All right, so I got the pole. This is not a, I guess it could be a one-person job. You'd have to lay it down on the ground. So we've got this pipe that comes up here. So we've got 2 hoses that come down. I like that they're already large and small. We've got a hole up here on the front. So this hose longer one will feed down. This will connect to the valve and snap in. The other hose, the long hose that was coming up from the pump, will connect to the smaller hose. That smaller hose right inside here is a tray, which is brilliant. So any of the water that doesn't mist, it doesn't drip onto the ground. It actually drips into this tray, down to this hose, and it actually goes back into the base to be recycled and to be used again. So you're not getting a big puddle on the ground below the fan. Absolutely brilliant. So basically what I need though is, because this hose is a little shorter, the fix for that to be a one-person connector, a one-person setup, this smaller hose, and I understand why they did it, short and long, so you can't connect them backwards, but if they labeled them, if this hose was longer, I'd be able to feed it down and do this all by myself, but I cannot do that. So I'll have to have Jessica put this up and get that together for me. We've got the connector that comes from the fan. It goes into the pipe and it comes down. So pretty self-explanatory. So let me get all these connected, and I'll be right back. All right. That was actually a lot more difficult than it needed to be. Getting the lines hooked up, I didn't film the last 20 minutes. If I wasn't a mechanic or mechanically knowledgeable, that would have been tough. The line that comes from the drain tube, which comes through here and goes all the way to the base, they actually meet up here in the middle of this tube. Well, down here, it is impossible to get the two connected. So we tried connecting from the bottom and pulling up. So what we ended up doing right here at the drain, we just disconnected it there. And these push clips are just push up, pull the tube out. Fished it down while it was, we had to actually lay it on its side and then connect the two, push it back up, connect all the wiring, or fish everything back up and then get it connected. So that was a lot more difficult than it really needed to be. So those lines, all the other lines were fine. They just needed to be longer. So that was the case on that one. So if you get one of these and you're getting ready to hook it up, disconnect it from the drain pan here, and then pull it down, connect it, push it back up. And it was actually, if I'd have thought about that to begin with, it probably still would have been a 10-minute procedure, but it was definitely a little bit longer than it should have been. So let's make sure we got everything hooked up. Just trying to figure out, okay, so this sleeve should have been to the back side. I guess it really doesn't make a difference where this sleeve is at, because it rotates. So if you didn't want to see those, we could just, I never did tighten that down. So you can just rotate. You can rotate that sleeve around if you want. Everything is quite heavy now. So you know what I'm gonna do? I don't care which way that sleeve is facing. So I'm just gonna tighten that down. Everything's good. It's got a big bolt that goes to the top, which controls which way it's facing. So we've got the oscillation, we've got the power switch. So and then let's get this filled with water. So looks like it's got a pretty, you know, and then the only other thing, this is nice to get the pump in and out of the base here. I would like a secondary fill, a secondary hole. It's not a game changer, but that would just be nice. So let's make sure the pump is all the way on the bottom here. All the lines are coming through. So let me grab a garden hose or grab a bucket of water, and let's get this turned on and see what we got going on here. All right, so we got it all assembled, got everything hooked up, got the water filled up, then realized I probably should have set this in its final home, because with water in here, the fan is heavy. Everything about this fan is ultra heavy duty. This is probably as close to commercial grade for home use as you can get. The connections are all flawless. Everything is just nice. So basically we got a couple we got a knob on the back here, 1, 2, 3, controls the fan speed. We got an on-off switch up top, which that controls the mister, and then we have the white knob that's on the control panel, and all it is a water shutoff. So water's continuously trying to be pushed up through there with the mister on, but you can actually just turn the water off so it stops misting. So if you're gonna do that, I would definitely recommend turning the mister off. The pump is gonna, with the mister on and it off, the pump is gonna try and constantly push water up through there. It's you know, the small motors that are in these pumps, it'll probably run like that forever and not burn out. But I'm not quite sure why you'd want an on-off on here to control the water flow when you could actually just turn the mister off, which would turn the pump off. So I don't know, I guess it's nice if you want that, but if I don't want the mister misting, I would just turn the pump off, you know, and that's it. So I had it running for probably 30 seconds. Everything seems to be nice and quiet. I'll turn it on here for you. And then I turned the fan off, and the misting blade probably ran for like 3 or 4 minutes, and I actually unplugged it. I thought that maybe something electrical was wrong, but that's actually, the plate is in so well balanced and has such a nice bearing in it. It just continued to spin for several minutes. Not that it was powered, it was just, it's so well built that the blade just kept, not the fan blade, but there's actually a misting blade, and it's like the misters, and that's what pushes everything out. So let's turn the fan on. So we've got 3 speeds. So we'll turn it on low. Hopefully I'll get a little closer to my microphone and you can hear me. And then let's go ahead and turn the mister on. You know what I'm just looking at the back of this fan, so that's not an on, just an on-off. I just thought about that on the mister coming out. Since it's a water shutoff valve is what it is, it'll actually control the flow of water. So if you want to turn the misting down, that's what that is. There we go. So even after just holding my hand directly in front of the mister, there's no moisture on my arm. That's what I was concerned about, that it would throw out so much water like some of these cheap misters do, that it just gets everything wet. I think it atomizes the water so quickly because of the misting unit that's in there. It's just creating a nice cool mist. So I'm gonna turn this back on for a couple minutes. Let me turn it on high and see how it works. So got it all running, got it on high. It definitely puts out a very nice mist. Just standing in front of it for a couple hours or a couple minutes, I wasn't wet, I wasn't soaked, my beard's not wet. I love the drain pan because just like a lot of misters, a lot of that moisture, water will come down on the bottom and it drips. I love that this is catching it and it's funneling it right back into the container. That was very well thought out, because if not, it would actually, like if you've ever been to a theme park, there's always a puddle on the ground underneath the misters, and it would just have a puddle of water, and you'd be filling this tank up a whole lot quicker. So basically, Jessica and I were going to use it for the next couple of weeks, and see how it turns out. So I'm not sure if this is going to be a part 1, part 2 video, or if we're going to come back into it in a couple weeks and just do this all in one video. I don't know how long this first part was. There was a lot going on here, but so far so good. I like it. I know Jessica out here just testing it for a couple minutes. One thing that she was concerned about, like if she was just out here during an evening and it's actually warmer out, a little humid, have the fan on, is it going to dampen her hair? Is it going to make her makeup run? Are we going to be able to smoke cigars out here at the table without the cigar getting wet or the cigar going out? So for cigar smokers, that's what we're concerned about. As a woman, she's concerned about her hair and makeup, which is fine. Me, I'm just concerned about not sweating profusely. I just want a nice cool I want to be cool is what I'm saying. I don't want to be hot. So I'll be interested to see how this works. And then there's a knob on the back here, I'm assuming, so I can turn off the oscillator if I want to, and just have it directly on me. So I don't know, so we'll see. And then we'll see how the environment gets. It's pretty open out here, but you know, we'll see if, you know, just how much moisture collects in the environment. So that's it. That's all we got for now. We're either A, gonna see you back here in just a brief second with our overview, or there will be a link to part 2 of this video